tired, busy, angry. Whew, it's been one of those days. It's been one of those days. All right, let me tell you a little bit about my day today. You see, I was driving here trying to get ready to give this speech, and I stopped at the red light, and I got a text. Oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go. Not this again. You know that's not what I was trying to say. You know that's not what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say was... Oh, the light screen, the light screen. Man, I didn't have to do all that honking. Oh, man. Now I was angry. I was angry because of the honking. Was I angry because of the honking? Or was I angry because of the text? Or was I even angry? Or did I feel guilty because I was paying attention to my phone instead of paying attention to the road? Was I angry or did I feel embarrassed because all the honking drew all this negative attention to me and I felt like everybody was looking at me and judging me for not going? Was I angry or did I feel disrespected? Why you gotta do all that? I was just about to go. I knew the light was green. Well, hello. My name is Michael Leadon. I've been teaching a class on emotional, mental, and spiritual health for the past 2.5 years for a group called Unchained Disciples. I want to talk to you today about anger. I want to tell you how your anger can lead you on a path to self-awareness. I want to tell you how your anger can lead you on a path to emotional health. I want to tell you how your anger could point out the areas in your life on which you may need to do some work. You see, anger is a secondary emotion. What does that mean? That means that there's a trigger that causes the anger. But what actually happened is the trigger causes some other emotion, and that emotion causes the anger. Let's look at this situation. The trigger was the honking. The honking caused the guilt that caused the anger. The honking caused the embarrassment that caused the anger. The honking caused the feeling of disrespect, which caused the anger. Now, if you dig down deeper into these primary emotions, you can learn more about yourself. So if I look at the guilt I felt for not going when the light turned green, and I drill down into it, I can realize that I'm a perfectionist. I'm really hard on myself. The things that I would give other people grace for and not really think it's an issue, I beat myself up for it. Oh, you're stupid. You did it again. The guilt can point to the fact that I'm a perfectionist. If I look at the embarrassment, being embarrassed because of the honking, that could point to the fact that I'm a people pleaser. I'm worried too much about what other people think about me. I'm worried too much about other people liking me, everyone liking me. I'm basing decisions based on what I think they will think about it versus based on my values, my principles, and my goals. If I look at the disrespect, that could point to the fact that I have an issue with my pride. And maybe I'm going through life saying, I'm not going to let anybody disrespect me. Again. Like they used to do back then. Anger. You see, studying your anger can lead you to a path of self-awareness. Your anger can also point out what it is that you love or what it is that you value. You see, when there's a threat to something that you love or you value, you get angry. So next time you get angry, ask yourself, what is it that was threatened that caused me to get angry? Was there a threat to my pride? Was there a threat to my safety and my security? Was there a threat to my control over the situation? Was there a threat to my finances or my freedom or my family or my happiness or my status? What is it that I value so much that a threat to it made me angry? Studying your anger can teach you a lot about yourself. So I kept on driving, and I went to a Starbucks. Try to get some coffee. I wanted to have some energy for this talk and wanted to get something festive. Figured I'd treat myself. Yeah, let me get the pumpkin spice, peppermint, soy latticino mocha, shaken and not stirred, extra medium. Yeah. Oh, Michael. Yeah. All right, I'll wait here. Okay. Machiavelli. Machiavelli, your order's ready. Machiavelli is Tupac up in here? Machiavelli. Did you mean Michael? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is my drink. It says Michael. Michael, you got it? Michael. Michael. Do you not know how to spell Michael? It's a common name. It's easy to pronounce, Michael. Next time I come up in here, I don't want you to get my name wrong. Put some respect on my name, all right? You hear me? All right, then. I didn't do that. But I think we can all agree that if I had done that, that would be inappropriate. If you explode and your explosion is bigger than what's called for in the situation, that could point to the fact that you have anger issues. If your response is disproportionate to the situation at hand, that could point to the fact that you're actually responding to something else, not just the issue at hand. So I may have also been mad because of the honking situation that happened. And therefore I'm responding with anger because of the honking, because I was in a bad mood. Or I may be responding because I was angry at something last week and I've been angry all week and therefore I'm in a bad temperament and I was responding based on that. Or it could be that ever since I was a child, people have been mispronouncing my name and I just feel horrible about it and the world is unfair and I've just balled that up and that's become my personality and I'm responding out of that. You see, your anger can point out your insecurities. Your anger can point out your sensitive areas. Your anger can point out the childhood wounds that you may not have ever healed from and maybe you need to seek counseling for. Studying your anger can teach you a lot about yourself. So I got my drink and got in the car and came here and got ready to do this speech. Woo! All right, we ready? All right, let's go. Anger. So a lot of people have asked me, okay, with all this study on anger, what type of self-awareness have you had about yourself? What did you learn about yourself, Michael? Good question. Well, what I learned about myself is that I have anger issues. Yeah, people that know me may be surprised to find out that, yes, I have anger issues. And my anger issue is that I don't get angry enough. You see, I avoid conflict. You see, I'm a stuffer. What is a stuffer, you may ask? Well, when there's a trigger that could trigger anger, there's three responses that people often give. The first is the exploder. Something happens and they blow up. You know, they're yelling, they're cursing, they're screaming. Everybody knows they're angry. You know, they don't have a problem being angry. They don't have a problem showing angry. They don't have a problem with conflict. They may even use their anger to try to get control or to manipulate a situation. The exploder. The second type of person is the passive-aggressive person. So they think it's okay to be angry, but they feel it's not okay to show it. And they also want to avoid conflict. So they may do something like give you the silent treatment. Or maybe they'll become negative and sarcastic or critical. You ask them, hey, are you angry? Nah, I ain't angry. Why you say you angry? I ain't angry. Why you think I'm angry? Passive aggressive. The third type is a stuffer. That's the type I am. The stuffer will try to hide or suppress their anger. Hide or suppress their anger. Or they may even not really know that they're angry. It may be later on when they think about the situation and realize that they should have been angry. And I found out the issue with stuffing is that, number one, just like the exploder who may use it to try to control the situation, the stuffer is actually trying to control the situation as well. They're trying to prevent the other person from getting angry. They're trying to prevent the other person from blowing up. They're trying to prevent conflict. So they're trying to control the situation by withholding their anger, control the situation by withholding their opinion, by saying yes when they really meant no. The second problem with the stuffer is that you're not being authentic. We're not being authentic. We're not speaking up when we should. We're not saying what we really feel. We're not maturely expressing our wants, needs, and desires. And therefore, there's a level of intimacy that's missing, and relationships can become shallow. And so once I found out I had this issue, I started researching to figure out what to do about it. So I looked at advice from psychologists, advice from relationship counselors, looked at books and podcasts and social media to figure out what I could do. But I found two pieces of advice in the Bible that I thought really pinned it down really well. The first piece of advice is be slow to anger. Be slow to anger. So what does that mean? That means that something small shouldn't make you mad. There should come a point in your life where small things, you can just ignore them. There should be some things that you're above now. There's some arguments that you can walk away from. Some things that don't need to be addressed. Be slow to anger. But it means that there is a point where you should get angry. So you should get angry at some point, and it's okay to be angry. The second piece of advice I read was speak the truth in love. Speak the truth in love. You see, the exploder, they speak the truth. They're going to be yelling and screaming, and you're going to know their truth. But they do it in a disrespectful and a rude way. Speak the truth in love means whenever it needs to be said, you address the conflict. You speak up. You say what's on your mind. You don't withhold what you need to say. But you say it in a kind and respectful way. And in love means that you're not just saying it in order to get what you want out of it. You're looking towards a win-win situation. So be slow to anger and speak the truth in love. And if we do these things together, we can lead into a path of emotional health. So what have we learned today? Number one, we've learned that anger is a secondary emotion. And if we pinpoint the primary emotion, that can help us get a path to emotional health. Number two, we learned that your anger can point out what it is that you love or what it is that you value. Number three, we learned that your anger can point to your insecurities or your childhood wounds or childhood traumas that you still haven't healed from. And if we put these things together and try to be slow to anger and speak the truth in love, then we can grow. We can grow emotionally. And why do we want to grow emotionally? Well, when you become emotionally healthy, then your decisions get better. When you become emotionally healthy, your relationships get better. When you become emotionally healthy, the world becomes a better place for all of us to live in. So what is your anger trying to tell you?